Hey, welcome back to the GM. I'm your guy, Leon Boulanger, and we still grinding, processing through the Baltimore Ravens 2023 depth chart. And the next position group is the interior linebackers. This is another complete position group. Again, one of the most dynamic position groups. I believe that this group has the potential to be the best in the league, from top to bottom, hands down. Um, it's a position group that was transformed by a midseason trade, and you saw how that impacted Patrick Queen once Roquan Smith was added. But let's not belabor the point. Let's just jump right into um, the diagnosis of this position group, and we'll see what we get done. All right, give me 1 second. Let me share my screen with you guys. My mouse keeps moving. There we go. Here we go. So first up, Um, we got Patrick Queen, Roquan Smith. Not a lot to be said about these guys other than these two guys are great. We know that Patrick Queen is a first round pick of the Baltimore Ravens from 3 years ago, and the 2023 season will be his fourth year. At this point, I don't see any changes with that. I think Patrick Queen will certainly be on the roster. I think they are too close to greatness as a defense to make any changes to that inside linebacking group. We saw Patrick Queen take a lot of big steps this year. It looked to me that he got better in pass coverage, played downhill more, sacked the quarterback more, and certainly still used his speed sideline to sideline. And I think this was a byproduct of the Roquan Smith trade, but I think it was just the natural progression of Patrick Queen wanting to be great. There's no question about his heart, and his effort and his energy. And I think that just good coaching and maturity and development is really bringing the best out of Patrick Queen. And if you thought that they were great with 9 games together, 9 or 10 games together, excuse me, then what would they look like together for an entire season, right? So I expect Patrick Queen to be on the roster 100%. I don't expect no surprise trades or anything crazy. That would be defensive suicide to move Patrick Queen at this point. And in fact, I hope that they go ahead and offer him well, not offer him anything, but pick up his fifth-year option. And I hope that they have Patrick Queen in their future. If we jump over to Roquan Smith, we know what he is. He was a stud before he came to Baltimore and showed how great he was once he got into the uniform. Um, we've heard him many times this year that Roquan Smith just plays like a Raven. And I believe that to be true. He certainly played downhill. He said something pretty distinctly in his initial interview when he first got traded to the Baltimore Ravens, and he said that what he does great is run and hit. And he said the same thing about Patrick Queen. And these two together, that's what they do, run and hit. And this interior linebacking group is certainly the best in the league. Now they will be expensive, but I think it's worth it to have them together for at least the next couple of years, and the potential to offer Patrick Queen a long-term deal and keep these guys together, especially if you can get younger and more talented around them. I think these two as a tandem is going to be a feared combo for at least the next 5 years. So that's Patrick Queen and Roquan. If we go down, the next two up is Malik Harrison and also a undrafted free agent. No, yeah, from several years ago, Josh Bynes, who was a part of the Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl year, which means he's been around a long time. He was here during the part of the Ray Lewis era. He left and played in some other places and came back and has been back for at least the last 2 or 3 years. You know, a savvy veteran, plays pretty well, but I think he certainly has lost a step, and his best days are behind him. And so I think that he will not be a part of the Baltimore Ravens plans for the 2023 season. No real knock to him. I think it's just his time uh, to wrap it up, right? Maybe even hang up his cleats. But he's certainly been a savvy veteran, a great leader for that interior linebacking group. But now that Roquan Smith is there, I think Josh Bynes will certainly no longer be a part of that Baltimore Raven rotation. Uh, when you look at Malik Harrison is a uh, draft mate of Patrick Queen from 3 years ago, entering his fourth year. We've seen some flashes from Malik Harrison. He's definitely a special team stud, and I certainly think Baltimore will keep him around simply because he can play special teams. There was a lot of talk this year, coming into the year and during the year, about Malik Harrison playing some edge because Baltimore was so in need of edge pressure. Didn't really see a lot of that. I believe he can do it. He has some size and some speed. I think he's about 6'3", 6'4". So he's a big guy, young guy. And he's a hard hitter. Definitely have seen him play downhill and make some big sticks. So certainly believe that Malik Harrison will be around Baltimore at least one more year. Not sure beyond that, but we're talking about 2023. Anyway, so let's keep moving. We're gonna go down to these two guys are guys who were picked up late in the season process. Deshaun Phillips, I think he signed right before the season started, and Welch, I can't remember how you pronounce his name. These two guys played some special teams. Welch was hurt a little bit this year, uh, and I don't know where they stand for the 2023 season. I don't project either one of them to be on the roster. I don't. If they are, it'll be primarily for a special teams role. Um, there's not a lot to say about them. They didn't get a lot of game time, and so their roles are going to be limited. If they make the team next year, their roles will be limited to um, the not the practice squad, but special teams roles. So, but at this point, I do not see either one of those guys being back on the team next year, especially with Queen, Roquan, and Malik Harrison being at the top of that rotation. We go down and we have one more, and this is a guy who had a lot of buzz in the preseason and in training camp. Um, he's a undrafted free agent who signed with the Baltimore Ravens, made the team. Josh Ross, a Michigan teammate of David Ajabo, uh, showed some flashes in the preseason, enough for them to sign him to the roster, but he gets hurt and ends up on IR and finished his year that way. He was eligible to return near the end of the season, I believe, but I guess because the spots ahead of him was already filled, there was no space for Josh Ross. But I believe that simply because of the familiarity with Mike, the DC, um, I believe that he does have a chance to be a part of the Baltimore Ravens 2023 rotation. So again, we have Patrick Queen, Roquan, Malik Harrison, and Josh Ross. I believe those are the four who are guaranteed a roster spot. And I emphasize Josh Ross was a fan favorite and had a lot of buzz coming out of the preseason. So that's what the interior linebacker room I think will look like. They'll probably add somebody in undrafted free agent next year. They may add a draft pick, but I doubt it because they got so much invested already. They may not use a draft pick on on a roster spot with so many other holes. But I believe the interior linebacking group is one of the best in the league and certainly one of the best position groups for the Baltimore Ravens this year, just like the tight end group. Well, listen, if you like this kind of content and you want me to make more of it, I definitely will. Hit the like button on the way out the door. Hit subscribe if you would like. Um, Let me know what you want me to know about this video. And again, I'm Leon Boulanger. This is the GM, and I'm out.